Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. We're back for part 29 today and it is a big episode. We've got two monstrous games, two games that a year ago at Arbroath we did not expect to have. We are playing Braga away in the Europa League group stages with Dundee before hosting Celtic, one of the old firms and a side that have won the domestic title 12 years on the bounce. So if you're looking forward to that and you are enjoying the series still, please do chuck a big thumbs up on it. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from two long-term stories. This one and Bangor City's Build a Nation series rotate every day at 3:30. And of course we've got two live streams a week as well, which ironically are from Dundee United. But a massive thank you for your support with all the content on this channel and over on the podcast. If we go and have a look at how we're doing at the moment, we're just starting to pick up, but it's been a weird old start to the league season. You can see from the table, Hibs and Dundee United are above Rangers and Celtic. Us and Aberdeen are now just a few points behind. And then there seems to be another little league in the bottom half. But that includes some of the sides that were in the top half last year. So very strange. But again, we've not really been convincing. We've not been fantastic, free-flowing. We've not been scoring a lot of goals until the weekend. And we've had a lot of problems with injuries. And we've still got some today, as you can see. But we are picking up results and we're being efficient. And maybe at this stage, when things aren't great, that's what's important. We must get in the top 6 of the Scottish Premiership. Ideally, we need to get in the top 5 to secure Europe again. But for this club, what we're doing is a pretty remarkable job. And again, things are going better than we expected. So if we have a little look at the schedule, since you were last with me, we of course had back-to-back draws in that one against Qarabag and Dundee United. We did get revenge against our rivals with a 1-0 win in the League Cup. That was Jakubiak as we rotated heavily, as did the hosts in truth. We can't claim it was a brilliant result. But we got the win, we got the result, and we move into the semi-final, which again, unfortunately, is against Celtic. I'm not going to show you that one on camera, but if we do end up getting to the final, of course I'll find a place for that. Following that though, another disappointing 0-0 draw, this time away at Kilmarnock. We were getting quite concerned about Carlton Morris's goal drought, which had continued since the first minute of the Livingston game, I believe. And after that, he went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games without a goal. It continued for an 8th against Salzburg as Alan Forrest came in to score a remarkable winner. We were brilliant in this game. Again, Carmichael had to play in goal due to food poisoning, I believe, for Daniel Bentley. We had some changes at the back due to frustrations. A left back coming in Luke Chambers. Centre half Akinola back into the side. He's now starting regularly. And then in the midfield, the likes of Kevin Stewart, Dan Edwards, Alan Forrest all came in. And Forrest got himself the winning goal. So the rotation was working as it did away at St Johnstone. A 1-0 victory courtesy of Harvey Griffiths. And then following an international break, those boys recovered from injury. And Carlton Morris finally ended his goal drought. 9 without a goal, but 10th time lucky. A 76th minute third to wrap up the game against St Mirren after Harvey Griffiths and Kevin Stewart had got themselves a goal apiece. So all is looking good. We've stayed unbeaten now for 7 games in all competitions. And although we've not been vintage, and although we've got 2 very tough games today, we have been doing as well as we can. We sit in 5th place in the Scottish Premiership. The finances of the club are of course excellent. And we'll continue to work to try and improve things off the pitch for the club. So we've got a legacy even after we leave. Of course, it feels like the transfer window's only just finished, but we're a mere 2 months away again. And I can honestly say, the best thing I can give to Dundee is I haven't even looked for a job. I haven't thought about it. I'm managing in Europe. I'm managing at the elite level. I've won a major trophy last year. Why would I leave? So unless somebody comes calling, as Dundee did when we were at Arbroath, we won't be going anywhere. But this time, we're not worried if we don't get out. So let's go and get into the first of the 2 games. It's Braga away from home. And we are being suggested to make the change we normally do in Europe, which is playing Chambers, who is the more defensive-minded fullback of Preston and him. But my worry is we're playing Celtic on Sunday as well. And if that doesn't work out, then what do we do? Because he's the one we'd normally pick for that game. I have been experimenting with the wing-backs in higher positions, but that's not worked out. It improves their match rating individually, but it doesn't improve what happens to the side overall. Although I say that, we've kept 3 clean sheets in a row. Can I really complain? But away to Braga, we're going to go more defensive. We'll stick with it here and against Celtic. We'll also drop Griffiths to a support duty for these 2. And into the first of today's 2 games we go. Alan Forrest misses out, he's got a knock. Pittman's out injured as well. Jagny's broken his ankle, he's out for months. So we are missing a few. But we've got Daniel Bentley in goal, McGee and Chambers the fullbacks with Jack and Akinola at centre half. Goran, Griffiths, Stewart the midfield 3. Stewart in for the injured Pittman. And then Cooper, Richie Hosler and Morris the first choice front 3. And hopefully Carlton Morris will be bagging himself another goal. The last thing we want after getting one is to have another goal drought. So let's go and get into it. It's Braga v Dundee. Will we enjoy our trip to Portugal or will it become a European nightmare? You let me know what you think down below. We'll go and see what happens. Good side for Braga. A Scottish player in the team, remarkably, in Ryan Gould, who has been over in Portugal for a little while. Tapia at centre-half, we know, is a very good player. Ahmed Musa, former player at Leicester, of course, in the English Premier League. There's some good players in that side, so we're going to have to be careful. It's a difficult away trip. I'm a little bit worried about isolating Morris. If we have a look at the tactical screen, the sort of pitch map suggests that we were going to be leaving him isolated. I might put Griffiths back up to attack, or in fact I might start him there and then drop him if we need to. So let's come back to it in a moment. Through the tunnel interview we go. Scott Pittman misses out, but Kevin Stewart, that's why they signed experience. That's why our director of football was bolstering the squad, to make sure we could cope with this. So let's see if we can. Well, 32 minutes gone. The stats are woefully against us, but we've not seen a highlight, so they can't have been that great of chances. As it's into the box, that's a good one though. Hits the post and Chambers clears it. Ryan Gould almost opening the scoring. As it stands though, Karabag have gone behind at Salzburg. So I'm hoping we can finish top 3 and at least wrap up Europa Conference football, because we drew away at Karabag and a home win, based on the other result we've got, should wrap it up. But on the road, we know it's going to be a lot harder. And here they come again, Braga. To Leto on the left wing. Him and Ryan Gould combining really well. It's back to the edge of the box. Simons is there. And that's too easy. To be honest, they've looked a much better side. They are a much better side. It's no coincidence. But it's going to be a long afternoon. Because if they start taking their chances, as you can see from the match stats, they could win this by 3 or 4. So half time, we do manage a shot on target at the end. Doesn't look like a great chance based on the expected goals. We're going to go and tell the lads to... Do you know what? We will say they're unlucky so far. We'll agree with them. We've got them motivated. Now let's make a decision. This might come back to bite us, but let's play our game. We're going to get the wing-backs back up to support. We're going to get Griffiths back onto an attacking duty. And we're going to try and push them back a little bit. Let's go and have a go of it in Europe. The result in this game is pretty academic. It's not going to be a deciding one for us. So let's try and make something happen. We'll go more positive in the last 20. We'll go more attacking later on. And if nothing happens, then so be it. As they've got it on the right with Grandsir, again in an advanced position. Overlapping crosses. It's good back to Musa. He finds Ryan Gould. And Bentley tips it over the bar. Been a star man, the Scottishman. I'd love to have him back in Scotland. But he's doing well and he's playing for a good European side. So why would he at the moment? As the header from the corner goes over the bar, we've got 27 minutes to go. And I'm going to go and make a couple of changes. We've got to think of this game. I mean, if we weren't playing Celtic at the weekend, I'd probably try and think of that a bit. But at the moment, I don't think that's a winnable game either. So let's try and get something out of this one. We've got Harvey Griffiths on the yellow, so I will replace him with Sean Byrne. He'll be the centre midfielder on attack. Doesn't make much of a difference to us. Could even be an advanced playmaker, actually. Something he doesn't mind doing. So let's have him as an advanced playmaker on support and try and get him on the ball a bit more. We're going to have Richie Hosler, who's an injury-prone player, replaced on the right by Chalmers. Or am I? No. A Doffin's coming on right back. He's on his way back from injury. He's not quite found his form yet, but he'll replace McGee for the last 25. Got a lot of pace going up the line. Really good defensively as well. So hopefully that works out, though. They've just got in on that very side. Great challenge by a Doffin, though. And there he was, doing exactly what we said. Great in a tackle. Clears it to Stewart. We're going to go positive because with 15 to go, we've still only had one shot. We've got very tired wingers. So Kane, Richie Hosler will come off. I'd rather him be fit than Cooper for the weekend. So Chalmers on the right. He will be an inside forward on attack. And we're going to go attacking. We're going to put Byrne on an attacking duty. We've got the wing-back supporting already. And let's try and get as far forward as possible. We'll even put Cooper on attack too. It's a chance for us to go and get a point here. And if we can do that, I'd fancy our chances of getting through. Yes, we've been outplayed. They're a far better side than us. But it's only 1-0. And it only takes one moment to change that. Salzburg are comfortably beating Karabag. So if we beat Karabag at home, we're definitely top 3. And in Salzburg, we've probably got a hold on the road. But as it is, a comfortable 1-0 win for Braga. They were the better side. But again, we've held our own in Europe. It's not a bad performance. And we're going to tell the lads we're pleased. We've got them inspired. We're keeping them on board. And that's crucial because up next is Celtic. We will be back on Sunday for that one as we turn back to domestic action. And again, a result's pretty unlikely for Dundee, but it could be crucial in securing us the top 6. These are the moments where things start to get us. Fixture congestion galore. We played Braga 3 days ago. We've got Motherwell in 3 days. And then the Cup semi-final 4 days after. And in Europe again. So we're not really getting those week breaks at any point bar the international breaks. And some of our players aren't there as well. So it is getting a bit tougher. However, one of the things that will help with that is that an improvement to the training facilities has been completed. So if we go and have a look at the club info, that now leaves us with great training facilities and average youth facilities. However, if we look at the boardroom, the youth ones aren't far behind. So next month, they should go up to good. I can't do anything more with the junior coaching or with the youth recruitment at the moment. But we're trying to create a legacy for this club. Everything will then be good or better. And that's a significant step up from when we joined here. We've given them a bank balance that's secure. We've produced a really good squad with them, albeit most of it was here thanks to Gordon Strachan. And our director of football, Jay Hurd, is doing a wonderful job in getting these players in. So as long as that stays good, we'll be very happy. And maybe the stadium's next, who knows? It can't be upgraded, so it would have to be a move. And that's something I'm very keen not to do to bankrupt a club. So we'll keep an eye on that situation as the year goes on. Of course, our contract runs throughout this season and next as it stands. So we are thinking a bit longer term with Dundee at the moment. We like to spend 2 or 3 years at clubs. Unless a big one comes calling, I can see Dundee being the way. I think in Scotland, the only moves we would make here are the Old Firm, because that's the only significant step up for us, particularly with where Dundee are at the moment and playing in Europe. Otherwise, we're looking at the top 2 tiers of England, and even then, it's only going to be certain clubs or the right opportunity. Of course, we have got some of the top European leagues, and we might get an interesting offer from there, but I'm not sure our reputation's quite done for that. We're 2.5-star ability, we've just finished our C licence, so let's go and ask if we can get another one. That'll be the only other thing we add. We'll find out about that after the game, of course, but we've got to go and face Celtic. Alan Forrest, probably fit, but I don't know if we're going to risk him after a hamstring. And Richie Hosler is always got a recurring injury, so it's always going to be harder. Danny Preston will come in at left back, we know that. We've got to close Iheanacho down, and we've got to hope he has a game like he did in that Scottish Cup final. Episode 25, the most memorable moment of any head coach series I've had, and we'll certainly take a repeat of it today. Albeit it'll be nervy, it'll be worth it in the end. Clark Robertson's got himself an injury, that's not particularly good. Otherwise, I don't think we can do a great deal. He's put Carmichael on the bench, and that's something I've only just noticed. If you do the one change to the 11, they also update the bench with their preferred options, don't they? That's something that's a little bit frustrating. So we've got Kerr and a Doff in there. There's also Chambers, who's out ineligible because he can't play against his parent club. I wondered why that was there. In midfield, we'll stick with Kevin Stewart, who did a pretty good job in Europe, I think. So a Doffin and Kerr there on the bench. We will bring on also Edwards because we need to have midfield options. Archibald will drop out for him. He is improving though, and he might find his way in soon. But I think aside from that, we're going to go for the same squad, the same team, and stick with what we've got there. So that means it is Bentley in goal, McGee, Akinola, Jacques and Preston the back 4. I'm pretty sure I didn't mention the centre-halves reading the team last time actually. Garan, Griffiths and Stewart in the middle and the same front 3 as Thursday night. The only change is at left back in the lineup as Preston comes back in for the ineligible Chambers. Let's go and get into this one, a tough one against Celtic, and just see if we can get a positive result. Here we go then, the same stars in, the likes of Dembele, Christie, Iheanacho, still Issa Diop at centre-half, Aaron Hickey at left-back. They've signed Lucas Torreira and Allen in centre midfield, from Arsenal and Everton as it would have been start of the save respectively. That's pretty good, isn't it? I mean, they've got a wonderful side. Of course, they failed to get past us last time, but Iheanacho had a hatful of great chances, and I'm sure he'll be thinking he'll get the same today. So let's go as defensive as possible. I think we've done that. And let's just see if we can get a result. The chairman's been brilliant, we'll say that there. We're certainly not going to be trying to dominate this game, so we'll just say who knows, we'll plead ignorance. But the Dundee ground is packed, we've got Celtic at home, another one of those office blocks without a path leading to a door. So let's get into the first half. Can we hold them? Can we do better? Can we repeat the cup final? Let's go and find out. Well, it's taken 18 minutes for a highlight, but it's a corner. Simple as you like. Iheanacho fluffs at it again. Araujo gets there and puts it over. But that's a clear-cut chance. They should have scored it. And the expected goal suggests that as well. It is pretty much dominance for Celtic so far, but we've not seen many shots and not many on target. So Jack's playing out from the back to Cooper. Now can we hit them on the counter? We know Carlton Morris saves his best for Celtic. It's the memorable moment and he's in again. Carlton Morris. Oh, it's a good save. Not so much a poor finish this time. He tried to place for the corner, but it was tipped round the post. A really good effort though, and we're still that threat on the counter-attack. As Cooper's corner goes back post, Morris loses out. Christie's up and Celtic are flooding men forward. They've got a 2-on-2 momentarily. Poor touch from Christie, but then recovers to find Rodriguez. Down the left-hand side by the byline. Cuts it back into midfield to Torreira. Time on the ball. Switches it right to Svensson. Lovely ball out there. Cooper's trying to get back, but he doesn't quite make it. But the highlight peters out anyway. So hopefully that's a positive sign. We've actually had the only shot on target via Morris. With 37 minutes gone, I will have taken this so far. Just a shame we couldn't nick one. And at half time really, the only negative is we didn't take that one chance. I think George Cooper is absolutely shattered. He's really struggling after 90 in midweek. I think we'll have to replace both wingers at some point, so we'll probably bring on Chalmers and Forrest around the hour mark. Otherwise though, there's no negatives here. Celtic have had one shot on target in an hour and we haven't seen it. But they have looked threatening from set pieces and Christie puts one in there. Diop heads it just over the bar. They've just got better players. They've got players who are better in the air, who are taller, who are stronger. And we can't cope as Dembele's header's off the line. Oh my word. Little man unmarked at the back stick, heads against the post. And it just dribbles across the line. Akinola eventually gets there. And I think it's fair to say we're getting outplayed a bit out wide now. So on come Chalmers and Forrest. They're just going to give us the natural width and the legs. That's what we're looking for. And I might even drop them to natural wingers if we get to the last 5 minutes. Just into a wide midfield four. But for now, we'll leave the subs at that. It's been a strong performance. It's been a great effort. A 0-0 would be a fabulous result. Well, we've got our final sub to make because Kevin Stewart is absolutely shattered. I'm going to bring on Sean Byrne for him, I think. Edwards could possibly have a go, but I'm going to stick with a tried and tested and with the experience. Byrne's always been a big game player for us and we hope the same will happen today. But with 5 minutes to go, I'm pretty pleased and we've got a free kick ourselves. Byrne into the back post, Iheanacho clears. Akinola will recycle it back to Danny Preston. Time on the ball, back to McGee. On halfway, he can go over the top. Morris is in. He's got a chance. Brings it down brilliantly and is blocked by the defender. But we're looking a bit of a threat here. If anything, we look the more likely to go and nick it at the moment. And I know those are famous last words, but we can only say what's happening in front of us as McGee's throw-in's headed away. Thornsby gets it wide. Kaminsky goes long and Iheanacho will hold it up. And we know it only takes one moment with someone like him. He skinned the fullback. He crosses in. It beats everyone though. It's a really poor delivery and Chalmers will bring it out. Down the left he goes. It's just hit and run at the moment. Svensson gives it away and with 3 minutes to go we're back for a goal kick. Bentley takes it short to Akinola who plays a 1-2. Switches left wing. Chalmers doesn't get there. This could be costly as Svensson picks it up. Into the byline and shoots. And as it goes wide and with Gorin just starting to tire in that holding role, I'm going to shore things up a little bit. So Forrest and Chalmers will drop to wide midfield. Preston and McGee will go to fullbacks on defence. Byrne will also drop to a playmaker on support just so he's not getting pushed too far forwards. And we're also going to make sure that we do some of the mentality changes. So a slightly lower tempo. We're going to time waste all the time. In fact, I don't know if I want to change the tempo, but we'll keep it for now. No, we're not. We're going to change the tempo because we still want to hit them on the counter. We're going to be more disciplined with those two banks of four and Goran in between. We're going to slow it down when we win it. We're going to bring that defensive engagement line down. And we are just going to try and hit the odd counter-attack. If not, we'll suck it up for a 0-0. 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. And this could be a great result for Dundee. 3 minutes added on. We're not seeing any highlights. I think we've pulled it off again. It's not quite the victory in the Scottish Cup final. It's not quite the drama. But Dundee 0, Celtic 0. A lot to be awfully proud of there. And after a narrow defeat in Braga, we've bounced back again. And we're putting points on the board domestically. And we're competing with the best sides in the country. We could not be asking for more. It's a continued unbeaten run domestically, which is fantastic. And we're still in 5th place. We're 4 points clear of 7th, which is our main aim for the season. If we can stay above in 5th place too, that would be fantastic. So there we go. Rangers beat Motherwell, and as we predicted, Hibs and Dundee United starting to drop their points now. Hibs held by St Johnstone, and they're the sort of ones that are going to help us out. So we have been rejected for the coaching course. That was the other thing we were going to look for. So let's see if he'll let us have one. He has. So there we go. Nice and easy. We're going for the Continental B licence. That may get us a bigger move afterwards. But I'm loving Dundee at the moment. 4 clean sheets in a row in the league. 5 unbeaten, including 2 victories and 3 draws. And another coaching qualification on the way. This is turning into the perfect series for me. As we promised, if we have a look at the schedule, we will be back for our final group stage game in the Europa League, and it is going to be a big one. Providing that we don't get a big result against Braga, providing that we can beat Qarabag at home or at least hold them, the Salzburg game away from home could be decisive. The only team in the group you haven't seen on camera yet is them, and that will change in the next episode. We've also got Rangers, the other old firm club at home, so we can't be accused of bias to either of those. But if you are looking forward to that and you did enjoy this episode, please do put a thumbs up on it. Of course, it's unlikely with Celtic being the semi-final opponents. We've seen what we can do to them in the Cups before. We could have a League Cup final coming up as well. We won the Scottish Cup last year. If we can add a trophy again, it would be a massive achievement. I'm not holding my hopes up, but we'll see what we can do. Motherwell's the priority, winning the league game is the main one. And I hope you agree, and I hope you're looking forward to it. Let me know in the comments what you think of the starts of the season, what competitions we should be prioritising there. And if you want to stay up to date, of course, please do subscribe down below. If you turn that notification bell on, you'll get alerts as daily content releases on the channel. This series and our Build a Nation with Bangor City rotate every day at 3:30. We've got 2 live streams a week from Dundee United, which you guys voted for, on Tuesday evenings and Sunday mornings. And of course, you can find links to all of the playlists and the podcast channel in the eye above, where there's loads of football content and plenty of fun as well. But a massive thanks for watching this one as always, and your support with the series and the channel in general. I'm sorry we couldn't produce any goals, but a clean sheet and a positive result against Celtic. I'll take it, I hope you will, and I'll see you next time for the decisive Europa League game and the other old firm test in Rangers. I'll see you there.